Now we'll see if things go properly again. That's better. Right, welcome to the Showy Caesar Show. This will be on the Showy Caesar Show channel, so go there. It won't last where I'm recording it. I'll be getting rid of it and moving it to my YouTube channel, the Showy Caesar Show. Right, recently announced the 50th anniversary of the Red and the Blue Beatles albums. Aren't the YouTube channel on Beatles going off their nut about what's not there, what is there? So fickle. Beatles fans are so fickle. I've noticed that over the years that you Beatles fans are so fickle. Be grateful for what you're getting. This track shouldn't be there. This track should, right? I will be getting them. Okay? They're expensive. They've remixed most of the songs. They've expanded the songs. They've included a lot of George Harrison tracks actually on both the Red and the Blue. They've put a lot of From Revolver on the Blue album, which frankly it needed it, and a fair bit from the White album too. And plus the new song Now and Then that everybody's raving about. They're going to get the single. They're going to get the and they're people are going, why didn't you put that with the anthology? I won't be getting I'm not a vinyl collector. I won't be getting it. I'll be getting the Red and the Blue when it comes out. Expanded booklets, all remixed. I don't know where they're remixed from, but they're remixed. They look pretty good. You can see the made up versions of Now and Then, whatever it sounded like. Been used by AI. So, get rid of that. And, hey, they're coming out both on CD and vinyl. But because Paul McCartney is currently touring my home country, Australia, I thought we would unbox this. We'll unbox this, hey? We'll give this a go. This is expensive. This is not cheap, okay? Not cheap at all. Not cheap at all, okay? And I'm going to keep getting this message by the look of it. Getting rid of that. It's not that bad. So we're going to undo it and have a look at some of the photos. I'm going to show you all the photos. Now the decision to do this is Paul's Eyes of the Storm. He had a camera around the touring of late 63, early 64, especially America, New York, Miami, all that. I think it only hit him because he did a book for Linda's photography. Now, Linda Eastman McCartney did take some iconic photos of The Who, the famous one of the Hendrix, Jim Morrison, The Doors, you name it. That's how they met. Okay, that's how they met. So Paul must have. Hey, hang on. I've got a film. I used the camera, and I took photos. I held off on this book for a long time because of the cost. But now, a bit more financial. It's really on there, isn't it? And no. No. There we go. Oh, look good, hey? Looks really good. Looks really, 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 really good. Okay. And yeah, we've got the yellow sleeve that moves back and forth, and like it's, I don't know, kind of a bookmark. Forward by Paul McCartney. Of course, all these photos were at a gallery recently. I think the showing's finished. Paul's currently touring Australia. Gonna go see Paul McCartney. His voice used to be, he could reach these notes. He's down here now. That's the highlight is him singing I've Got a Feeling with John in the background on the screen. But for a man who's 81, 3-hour set, no innovation, still doing pretty good. So, I mean, he's doing 3-hour sets But people, a lot of modern bands won't do 3 hour sets, and they're a lot younger. Oh wow, I've got a lot of reading to do. I've got a lot of reading to do. So bad, so much reading. Oh man, and the photographs I've got a lot of. 1963. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Brian Epstein, manager. For people who don't know. Now, John did wear glasses. John did wear glasses. You do see in the studio he's wearing glasses so he can read his lyrics. Blind as a bat. Blind as a bat. Blind as a bat. Oh! Fellow NEMS, Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas. Because it goes Beatles, Brian signs the Beatles, EMI signed the Beatles, huge hit. Jerry and the Pacemakers, we don't like How Do You Do It. Give that to Jerry and the Pacemakers. Number 1 hit, George Martin was right. Here's the number 1 hit. We need a hit. Third signing was, of course, Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, then Cilla Black, and there's a couple after that. But Billy J. Kramer, we need a song. What are you going to give us? Well, the Beatles are really hot at the moment. We haven't released Do You Want to Know a Secret? George sings it. I don't know if John and Paul wrote it. I think Paul wrote it. And they give it to Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, straight up to the top of the charts. I know they wrote Bad to Me, and they give that to Billy J. and the Kramer. Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, another hit. 3 hits in a row. No, everybody thinks that's Cilla. That's not Cilla. Still haven't. I don't trust anybody else with their haircuts. I forget her name, but she would travel the world with them. Nobody touches our hair except the hairdresser that we know. Jane Asher. Jane Asher and Paul. It's all 1963 still. 1963. We might skip ahead, eh? Wow. Very impressive. I mean, he's not the greatest. Cilla Black. Cilla White, who will become Cilla Black. He's not great with a camera. Let's get that. He's not Linda. Linda could get those iconic moments just right. He could get those iconic. George Harrison. She could get those iconic moments. That's a famous one. I think that was used in the press release. Very famous. Backstage at the London Palladium. Some of these were used actually. That was used. I know that was used. I don't know if it was in the Beatles magazine or a few other things. But yeah, I've got a lot to look at. It's not just the Beatles in here. Johnny Halliday for you jazz nuts. Not just he just didn't take photos of the Beatles. He took photos of everybody. George Martin, Rise of the producer, Phil Spector, George Martin. Then we kind of get into the singer-songwriter producer in the 70s. For people like Meatloaf and people like that. Passed away recently, unfortunately, Neil Aspinall. Lying on the couch there. He took photos of the shows, Liverpool, Paris and New York. Let's get to the New York stuff, eh? Because that's the famous press interview, isn't it? The secret of your success? No, if we did, we'd form another band and be managers. George Harrison had bad cold or something. I think it might even been pneumonia. So there's only the three of them that would do the photo shoot. He had to rest up because it's coming up to the famous Ed Sullivan gig. So he had to rest up. I don't think he was used to New York snowing that way. Man, look at that. Talking of Ed Sullivan, there it is there. Most of New York just stopped in its tracks. Most of the population of New York were watching that, were watching the Beatles perform on Ed Sullivan. Even the criminals are just, wait a minute, I've got to see who this is. Who these Beatles are talking about. Let's see who this is. To me, a genius. Not very. I recognise him as a great producer. Great producer, because there was things he could do that he even said in the end that they wore him out on what can we do, George? What can you? What tricks? Yeah, tricks can we do? But yeah, I'm very impressed. Let's just say Paul's not the greatest photographer, but let's get to Miami. I mean, it's just informal snaps, but some of them are really good. He's not Linda Eastman. He's not any of those people, Oh yeah, some iconic Miami shots again. Testing out colour photographs. For the price, it's worth it. I have a lot of reading to do. There's so much reading to do. Oh no. Now, don't get me started on Cynthia. Cynthia and Julian's allowed to have his little rant. He had his little rant. He had his little spurt. All over now. All forgiven. People hit me on this all the time about, Cynthia, John Lennon was a mouth and foam and domestic violence. A lot of rubbish. A lot of rot. Never heard so much garbage told about Cynthia, John, and Julian. No. No. Would you think John Lennon was such a piece of rubbish that he wouldn't bring his own son to the Rolling Stones rock and roll circus to be filming with Mick Jagger? Nah. Sorry. Don't believe it. All lies. Pep, everybody knows my stance on feminists. A lot of it's perpetuated by feminism. So yeah. Ryan. So yeah, no, pretty good. Pretty good. She's pretty though, isn't she? Cynthia's very pretty. Very pretty. Like Paul said, I want somebody who's going to be pipe, slippers, stay home. That's not John. That wasn't never going to be John. Sorry. John, a man of peace. Yep, doing peace. Let's finish it away with some more Miami. Seen enough Miami. Now tell me they're fighting. Oh yeah, they're just posing. Bull. They really did love each other, okay? So, and he loved his son. So, I don't believe the lies that he's all putting out there. But yeah, no, I highly recommend it. Very good. People say I'm not a Paul McCartney fan. No, I'm a John Lennon fan. But I can appreciate what he's done here. Very expensive.